I know y'all want to make $10,000 in y'all business, but when me and Mike first started, we ain't how to make no type of money online. But being in the military, we took away 5 key principles from the military, and we're gonna show you how to implement it. You know us, we're gonna show you how to do it step by step by step. We're gonna show you how to get this money.
So I know you guys want to know how to make $10,000 in your business, but what's more important is you take away these 5 principles, because you can apply these principles to your business just like we applied it to our business. Even though our business is credit repair, it has nothing to do with the military, we took those same principles. All right, so principle number one was communication.
So you're probably thinking, what communication has to do with anything? So being in the military, communicating is very key, right? You gotta be able to communicate with your junior sailors, you gotta be able to communicate with the officers, the leadership, you gotta be able to communicate with contractors, you gotta be able to communicate with everybody. Just like in business, you gotta be able to communicate with everybody else, right? How you feel about that, Mike? What you think?
Oh, well, communication is going to be the biggest key, because not only in the military do you have to communicate verbally, you got to communicate on paper, which is why we slash out zeros, because the letter O and the number 0 looks so similar that somebody can actually get hurt just by the message that you write, right? So let's say, for example, you writing, and somebody can't tell the difference between an O and a 0. Now, on the surface, you know what I'm saying, it wouldn't make sense. But let's say somebody had to be someplace, and then they think you just, putting code words in or whatever, and now somebody's supposed to be someplace, and now they're not at the place where they're supposed to be, just because you miscommunicated, right?
Yep.
And in the military, every miscommunication, if we break communication, somebody could die, potentially. So just practice that and kind of mold that into your own business. If you can't communicate with your customer, your business is going to die.
So not only communication is key, having systems as well is key as well. So that's principle number 2, right? So, being in the military, there's a system for everything. System for showing up and work on time, because if you on time, you late. And if you late, you already know what time it is. So you probably think like, what is this relevant? Having systems in your business is key as well, because if you always communicating and giving them value, and no way to be able to have a system to be able to communicate to that customer, guess what? You ain't gonna be able to provide no type of anything, right? You can't sell nothing because you don't have no system to follow up with them. I know I'm going long with it, but what you think about this, Mike, having systems?
Yeah, systems is definitely key, because what we did in our business is we became the sales rep, we became the videographer, we became the social media person, we became pretty much everything, the accountant, you know what I'm saying? We became our own lawyers. Like, hey, bro, what you think, bro? We just paid this guy some money, he didn't pay us back XYZ.
Yep. So just like that in the military, like, there's a person for everybody. So that's what we learned. Like, we realized that we can't do everything. And once we realized we couldn't do everything, because we try to do everything because we know we Leos, we want to do everything. Having people and having a team is going to be able to help you thrive. So once you have a product, we're going to talk about that. But once you have something to sell somebody, you want to be able to have somebody else to be able to follow up them, and have somebody else as your marketing, because you're going to be marketing as well. So having a system in place is very key. And if you don't have a system, you ain't going to be able to follow up. And if you can't follow up, you ain't going to be able to make no money. And if you can't make no money, you ain't going to do nothing. It's all communicate. Like, everything goes a lot. My bad.
Yeah. So most definitely systems, because systems is going to be easier to hire before the people. So what you got to do is, number one, in your business, the system. This is normally how it works, right? So let's say you're working 4 hours a day posting on social media, right? You'll put a system in place to take that time down to about 2 hours. But then after that, you have to hire somebody, train that person. Instead of that training taking 2 hours is going to take you 4 hours, but in time that person will be able to handle that system.
Just like the military, we do the same thing. Like,
every day, drill after drill after drill.
Fact. So once we learn something, there's going to be an E1, E2. We got to teach that person how to do that. And by the time we teach them, they're going to learn the same thing, how to check it off, and bam, they got it. And then now you don't have to worry about that task. You just have a to-do list. It's the same thing in the military. We always have an outline, a system. Hey, show up on work on time, make sure you clean up, do this, shave, all this is all systems. So it's the same thing. You're going to have systems in your business. Once you have systems, you're going to be able to consistent money.
Yep, but now we're going to get to structure. Number 3 is structure. Now, Dave kind of hit on it when he said, hey, you'll bring somebody in. I kind of hit on it when I said, hey, you got to learn the systems to teach somebody else. So now what you want to create is company structure. Now, most of the time, company structures, we probably have 3 pillars or 4 pillars of your business. Hey, we already know what the Navy is. Honor, courage, and commitment.
Right?
So,
a sailor's creed, a structure. You already know. If you don't know that, boy, you're going to get...
Oh yeah, so they definitely beat it into you. Most of the things we know, most of the things they teach us, they drill us so much to the point where if you got to do it half sleep, you know what I'm saying? Because, hey, look, the enemy don't care if you sleep or not, but what we want to talk about is actual structure. So once you create, you know what I'm saying, you can communicate really good with your client. Now you'll understand what your client really needs from you, because nobody needs to be sold anything. People hate being sold. They want to feel like they made a conscious decision to buy your product. So once you do that, you put systems, and then now you get company structure. So now you'll hire somebody to handle your daily tasks. You'll hire somebody to do your social media. You'll hire somebody to take care of your emails. Now, being a business owner, in order to get to 10K per month, you cannot do anything that doesn't require high intellect. All right, so answering an email should not require high intellect, because what you need is systems. You need to create an FQA, right, for your team, because now when somebody comes into your business, and it's most likely military, when somebody come in, they don't know nothing. They should be able to look at a piece of paper and then decipher what they should do next. Because as a owner of your business, the amount of money you bring in is well worth how much time you spend on your tasks, right? So let's say me and Dave, right? So I ain't gonna tell you how much money we make, but if me and Dave were to work and answer all the emails from my team, we'll definitely be losing the company money, because we won't be creating new products. We won't be here.
We'll be able to communicate with you. We'll be out here trying to answer all the emails. We got like at least 40,000 people on our email list. So imagine when we send one. I know y'all probably get some of our emails. Like imagine us send one email out and respond to us, and we trying to respond back to every 40,000 people. That's gonna take a long time. So this is the reason why you gotta have systems. You gotta have structure. You gotta be like communication. It's all key.
Yep. So once you get over that, I would say 10K a month mark, that's when you should start hiring people and create your company structure. I won't tell you how to hire your team, but I will tell you how we hired our team first. So when me and Dave started, we were disputing, we were sending out letters, we was doing everything. So we took the task of disputing, because Dave is such a good teacher. He was teaching y'all how to do it. We taught somebody else how to do it, and then we paid them a wage to where we was like, okay, well, this is good enough for you to live on, and this is good enough for you to keep learning from us, right? So once you put that in place with communication and then structure in place, and now me and Dave, we do not do any disputes for our company no more. We got a team that knows everything we know. They were working with us for 3 years now, and we very confident in in the results that we're getting. Even you guys are getting results. Like, we probably hire you right now. All we gotta do is give you a piece of paper and show you how to do it. So then you will hire after you will hire somebody, we hired somebody to dispute, we hired somebody to talk on the phone for us, because now talking on the phone became pretty much like a chore for our business. We was actually losing money by being on the phone. So then, it's steps and steps after that. But in our mentorship, we're gonna show our students actually how we did it and who they should hire and all that other stuff too.
So, hey, you don't need to have. So you need to learn all these different things, right? So now you can be able to then outsource or then hire somebody. So do everything in your business first, right? Because that's what we teach. Do everything. Once you start making $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, and when you get to $10,000, then you want to start hiring. So you have to do those tedious tasks. So what's the next big step, Mike? What's the next principle?
So the next principle is relationships.
Woo! All
right. So relationships is key, and that's something I struggle with. Being from where I'm from, I had trust issues. I didn't want to trust nobody. But if you have good communication, structure, and all this stuff, somebody can come in and see. You can easily create a good relationship with them, because all you got to do is, and this ain't even how you make 10K. This is how you make 100K, because once you can utilize somebody else's relationship. So let's say I don't have any followers on Instagram, I don't got no followers on Facebook. Dave got all the followers. So now our relationship is actually helping me in my life. You know what I'm saying? So one relationship I utilized when I was on the ship is with the CSs, boy. Those are the cooks. So as soon as they wanted me to do something, they were, hey, can you fix this clog we got right here? I'm like, all right, bet, I got it, because I already know when I come come get some extra food. I'm like, hey, look, hey, throw me an extra crab leg on everything or something. So, but we're gonna go to the last one. The last one is follow up. Now this is actually the most important one. Well,
Yep.
All of them important. So the thing is, when you in business, what we learned from being employees or learn on the internet is to post flyers or say something, and what we'll do is we'll get engagement, right? So let's say your post go viral or something. I'll tell you about follow up. All right, so follow up and communication are kind of intertwined, because if you're a comedian, you can get 100,000 followers, but then when you try to sell a product and it don't make them laugh, they're not gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? So the follow up is key. But go ahead, Dave.
Nah, for follow up, follow up is very key. Now, what I mean by that is like not only in business but also in military as well. So in the military, when you tell somebody to do something, you have to go ahead and you have to follow up that person. Even though we trust them to go do the work, we still have to go double check and make sure. And trust, as I always say, trust but verify, right? So we have to go verify to make sure they did it, because if we don't and they didn't do it, then we're gonna get in trouble. It's the same thing, right, in business, right? If you don't follow with the customer to see if they like that product or understand what you're selling or trying to sell something else, you're not gonna make no money. So that's the reason why follow-up is key, a principle. That's what we learned.
So if you're following up with somebody, I think there's two types of follow-ups that I want to talk about. Number one, follow up to make sure they did what they're supposed to do. Did they get the result? Number two, follow up. Follow up to talk to them and see if they, they really want the product. Or to follow up is just say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of people don't want to be sold to. So if you could just follow up and tell them your story, or you follow up and, be cordial with somebody, they most likely want to buy your product after that. So, all right. So now y'all know the 5 principles. So now we're going to make this excellent gumbo of $10,000 per book.
We're going to make it make sense.
All right. So number 1, communication. Once you come out with a product, you got to communicate to your...
Hey, y'all know the product, 5 patents. Always come out same thing, a digital product.
So once you come up with a digital product, we even use a system to print out that product. We use a system to get it made. And then number 3, we have structure. All right, we got people in our hierarchy to make our products, to hand deliver it, or not hand deliver it, but digitally deliver it to you. And then number 4, we got the relationship. These relationships we created with other people to teach us these different tactics to help us blow up our business, to scale it. You know what I'm saying?
And go on other platforms to talk about our product as well. So that's that relationship.
And lastly, follow up.
Hey, the money's in the follow up. So you got to follow with your customers. You got to follow with your people, right? If you don't follow with them, then how you going to make money?
Yeah, because some people use your product, they really like it, and they would like to hear from you, just like you guys like to hear from us. So key is in the follow-up.
Hey, if you got any questions, drop in the comments, and we'll see you in the next class.
All right, peace.